ways, O Lord, teach me. Your paths lead me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. For you I lift up my eyes to the hills. From where does my help come? My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night. Help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. My help comes from the Lord, who made heaven and earth. The Lord will keep your going out and your coming in from this time forth and forevermore. The Lord will keep you from all evil. He will keep your life. The sun shall not strike you by day, nor the moon by night.
All right. Well, hey, good afternoon, everybody. Brad here with the Big Family Homestead. I honestly hope you're having a blessed day whenever you're watching this video. Don't forget, please, folks, thumbs up right now, because this information is pretty important. I just got off a phone call that I need to share with you, and I need to get this out to as many people as I can. So if you can hit that thumbs up, it does help the YouTube blah, 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 so that it sends out the, all the stuff and the things, so more people can hear this. So here's the scoop. I just got off the phone with a major supplier of supplements and medical stuff for the United States. And I'm going to get to why this is important, but I need to set up the stage so that you guys understand. Make comments, chat about this, put it in the comment section. This stuff is recorded. It's good so that you can be part of the conversation. So here's what, here's the scoop. You guys know that the world's crazy right now. Everybody knows what's going on with Israel and Palestine, and the U.S. is now got a carrier either there or en route. I don't know if it's already there or not. You guys answer that, please. But regardless, if there's a battle group en route, this is a big problem. You got the Ukraine thing, the Russia thing. A lot of people don't know about all the stuff that's going on in Africa. So there's a lot of chaos going on. It's getting crazier and crazier. Now, I promise you, I'm not here selling fear. I'm selling this. No, I'm not selling anything. I'm not selling anything. I'm trying to convey this to you so you guys can understand the situation, the gravity of it, and then you pray about what it is that you feel like you need to do. Okay, so here's the scoop. Everything's going nutty, right? Well, got off the phone with a guy that I do business with, and I'm not going to even tell you the name of the business, for one reason and one big reason only. I don't want anybody thinking that we're trying to scare you into buying anything at all. Not going to mention the name of the company, because we do work with 2 or 3 different companies on different things. Not going to say, because I don't want to, like I said, we're not selling fear here. So here's the deal. This person's at a major event, trade show kind of thing, where a lot of other people that are importing stuff and exporting stuff, getting things in from all over the world, a lot of places overseas. And there is one big theme that is happening. One big theme that's happening. There will be a lot of shortage. Everything in the supply chain is getting mucked up. Now, it shouldn't be really a surprise. It shouldn't be a surprise when this kind of conflict happens. Well, guess what? Things like medical, ammunition, food, all of this stuff has ripple effects. When one thing over here is affected heavily in the world, then it's all going to affect everything else. It's just that simple. I honestly didn't think it was going to happen this quick, because you can see it. If there's this kind of major event, multiple events going on, then everything's going to get affected. It's all a matter of time, right? So this is what I know. This is what I've heard, that medical stuff and supplement stuff are going to be slowing down big time, big time. Think about it. Everything's getting reallocated, whether it's fuel to get things from point A to point B, the logistics side of things, it's all going to get, that's what happens when there's major events, right? And they said ammunition. Obviously, ammunition is going to be a real issue. So if you are of the mindset that you want to protect your family and yourself with, that sort of thing, well, guess what? You might want to consider looking at what you have, not in fear, but just between you and God, deciding, do I have the items and stuff and things that I want to have on hand? Please, por favor, only 36 of you have hit the like button. Hit the like button, and please also make a comment, because that helps with the algorithm, blah, blah, blah. Just say hi or hello or I agree or any old thing, because here's part B of this, okay? Part B is, think about this. Do you have the stuff and things that you would need to stay alive for a few months, if nothing, let me put it this way. If you couldn't get to the store and you couldn't get, say, the stuff and things that you need to keep breathing and your family needs to keep breathing, right? Keep going. Would you have on hand stuff for 3 months? Would you? If the power went out, would you be able to keep going? I'm being told shortages are coming, and it's hitting them first, which will in turn hit you. So it's not going to happen like tomorrow. Keep that in mind. It's not going to happen tomorrow. However, the ripple effects go out, and I don't think people are thinking about that. Everybody's watching this unfold, going, hopefully with horror, going, what in the world is going on? But we also need to be mindful of, all right, where am I? What am I doing? How can I be the most prepared that I can be? I hope that that's you. So that said, and if you think, folks, this is said in love. I hope you hear this. I hope you hear that this is said in love. If you think just because we live in the West, the majority of the viewers in this audience, not everybody, hello to our friends in the UK and Australia and all over Europe and, well, everywhere. But if you think that it can't happen in the US and Canada, well, you haven't been watching the news. This thing is percolating big time. There are a lot of people who are unhappy with a lot of things, and they will use this chaos as a means to go out and push whatever ideology and agenda that they feel is right now a great time to use this chaos to forward their agenda. Don't kid yourself. Look at the news. Okay? So if you think it can't happen here, look at what's going on in big cities. I don't know if you guys heard this, but in New York City, I just saw a report that the mayor, actually, they had an emergency kind of message saying, hey, you might want to stay home kind of vibe. There's a lot of chaos going on. See about staying home and try to protect yourself kind of thing. That's New York City. Now, it's not just going to be limited there. It's not going to be limited there. Is anybody seeing this stuff? I'm trying to read some of the comments as I'm going because I have some more points that I want to make that were shared with me. Let me see. Good. By the way, good afternoon to Dustin Ricks. Rad 4. Deanna, Meg, nice lady. You don't need to be scared. We're talking about what's going on. Okay. And everybody, I'm trying to read names in the chat. So do a hello to everybody. That way, you can say hi. Let's see. Anytime, lady is saying, anytime something major happens in the Middle East, it always affects gas prices. Yes, it does. That was one of the things I was actually going to get to. Fuel prices are going to be different. And we actually saw what was getting ready to happen anyway. Who's paying over $4 a gallon? Anybody? We're not yet, but the price has been going up, and we've been seeing the price of gas going up. Now, Lady Monday is correct. Whenever there's craziness over there, there's always a problem for fuel prices. Now, you pile that onto the fact that our administration is saying there's no inflation. There's no inflation. You're crazy. There's no inflation. But we can all look into our bank accounts and we can all look into our pocketbooks and wallets and purses and see, wait a minute, I don't have as much money now as I did the same time a few years ago, but I'm working the same or more. Inflation's real, people. And if we're already on a trajectory up, can you imagine what it's going to be like when all of this stuff, all these ripples of everything that's going on in the Middle East and all over the world with supply chains, it's going to hit and it's going to be not good. It's just that simple. So if we're already looking at, oh my gracious, I'm sorry, I just caught a live comment. By the way, make a comment, say hi. Carrie Gonzalez is saying $5.99 a gallon. Erica is saying $4.20 in Lebanon, Oregon. Michelle is saying $3.89 in Vermont. Okay, that's a little surprising just because you guys got a lot of seaport stuff going on there. You would think that a little bit cheaper, but no. My gracious. Okay, folks. Well, here's the other part of this. Aloha, Tara, or Tara, however you prefer. Meg is in northern Minnesota at $3.69. Yeah, and grocery prices, guys. Here's the thing. This is what I want you to understand. In no way am I trying to tell you fear. That's why I'm not telling you the name of the companies that have conveyed to me, hey, heads up, Brad, things are going to get wacky. Because I don't want you thinking I'm trying to sell you anything. However, can you go into your pantry and look and say, yeah, I could feed myself and my family for a few months? Now, I'm not trying to say that's going to happen today. However, but if you look, even if things just kept going at the slow trajectory that they are, even if there was no major event, worldwide wars, that's kind of a major event. Don't you think that's going to affect the supply chain? But even if 3, 2, 1 and blast off, it should work now. Oh my gosh, Pam is saying bread is almost $10. Scotland, Ben. Hey, Scotland, Ben. Isn't it weird, guys? Are you guys having internet problems too, by the way? Anybody? Because let me tell you what. Ever since just before the October 4th FEMA tests, you do what you want with this. I'm not trying to be like all Alex Jones and conspiracy stuff. But ever since then, my cell phone has not worked very well at all. Even when we're standing outside, sometimes it just goes into SOS mode. And it was fine around the 3rd of this month, okay? And now, isn't it odd that anytime I start talking about something that's a little bit crazy that people get all nutty about, all of a sudden, AT&T's gone, and I have to switch over to Starlink just to keep this stream going. Are you guys experiencing that? I'm seeing people overseas in the UK and Scotland, and hey, greetings, all of y'all. That was not a very Wisconsin-y thing for me to say, was it? Y'all, all of y'all. Is my Florida showing? I've got some Florida on me. Nightman's wife is saying mine is doing crazy stuff too. Debbie is saying my cell phone is terribly slow lately. Let's see. Thank you. Peaceful. Right now, focus on what you can control. Thank you. Peaceful. Yes, this is where I'm going with all this. I agree. 100%. So here's what, like I said, for those of you jumping on late, I've been on the phone with people who import a lot of stuff. Some things are supplements. Some things are medical items. They get things from all over the world, not just the Orient, but also in South America. And they're telling me, brace, because these ripples are already headed their way. And it's already headed their way. And which means it's already going to be headed your way. It's just, it might take a little bit of time for those ripples to kind of do that, right? Now, I want to get back to peaceful femininity. Right now, focus on what you can control. Your prepping and your preparedness. Focus on getting what you need and taking care of you and your loved ones. Stay focused. I agree, but I will add to it. Now, you may or may not mean this. I do. That's important. What's more important is your relationship with God. Folks, if you are not in prayer for what's going on over there and these innocent people that are dying, you need to be. If you are not absolutely certain who your creator is, God, then you may want to actually take some time and talk to him and say, okay, what do you want me to do? I submit. I'll do it. For us, it's absolutely Jesus is God, the Trinity, God the Father, God the Son, God the Holy Spirit, the God of the Bible. That's who we love, who we worship, who we trust, who is God. And you better do some business and talk to him and say, look, all this nutty stuff, I want to have a better relationship with you. I want to submit to you, because all of this stuff, this craziness is temporary. Think about that. No lie, folks. I'm not a pastor. Actually, it's funny because I do a Bible devotion, but I don't have a piece of paper on my wall saying I'm a pastor, but I do have a graphic. Watch this. Here's my graphic for when I do the Bible devotions. There you go. I'm not a pastor. However, we do love God, and we're grateful for what Christ has done for us. So that's why we don't live in fear However, we should, like peaceful femininity is suggesting, we should be as prepared as we absolutely can. We need to be proactive. Thank you, Phoebe. Phoebe comes through our Bible devotion. Phoebe Long right there. We need to be proactive, not reactive. Proactive, not reactive. And I do mean that in submitting to God. Because guess what, folks? All this is going to come and go. At some point, you and me and everybody, we're going to be worm food. I know it's kind of a funny way to think about it. But what really is important is, what are we going to do between now and then? Are we going to convey our faith? Are we going to live in fear? Dig a hole? For what? So that you can eat a little bit longer and breathe a little bit longer and then nothing? We're trying to do that to keep our family safe and so we can submit to God and communicate his love for you. That's why we're doing it. Do you know the why of what you're doing? Have you considered it? Here's the thing, folks. I got to say, let me think about this. Well, tomorrow is going to be day one for a video of Christa and I. We are going to be starting, for you guys out there. How many of you guys are preppers? Let me ask this first. I'm sorry to be like skitter scatter, but how many of you guys are preppers? And by that, I don't mean like I'm crazy and I'm going to go live in a hole. No, I'm saying like, I think about, could I feed my family? Could I get water? Could we be reasonably protected from the elements? Because you can't prepare for everything. But how many of you guys would say, yeah, I'm into preparedness? Because we are. Rick's is, oh, wow. Chris and Nikki saying, yeah, there's ads now. Who knows, man? Or ma'am. Whoever you might, which of you might be, whoever, yeah, I don't know. Cindy is, Candace is. That doesn't, here's the thing. Preparedness, guys. You can't be prepared for everything. I know that 100%. But we can be prepared for as many of the what-if scenarios as we can without going crazy, without going nutty. I mean, here, confession. How many of you guys, here's a real question. Please don't forget to hit the like. That's not the question, but do hit the like. It helps. How many of you guys are prepared for actual alien invasion? Because anybody? I mean, if little green men like in that movie Mars Attacks show up with the laser guns and stuff, right? Well, I'm not ready for that. Oh, heck no. Not ready for that. But I am ready to feed my family for a while. And furthermore, I'm ready to make sure that if winter hits early here and it's like 0 degrees pretty soon, which might be, well, I can feed them. I can warm them if I'm able, if like I don't get hurt or something. Not ready for aliens, though, I'll tell you that. But ladies and gents, here's part of the big thing I wanted to talk about. Yes, the news, what I'm being told. Now, does that mean run around and be crazy like a chicken with your head cut off? Absolutely not. No, we don't live in fear. We're proactive, not reactive. It's smart to know what's going on. It's smart also to absolutely put your faith in God. But putting your faith in God does not mean I can ignore my circumstances because, geez, Pete's, forget the fact that God put a brain in your head. Forget that. Oh, no. No, we have a brain in our head. Did he tell you, hey, protect your family normally? Well, of course he told you protect your family normally. Well, then why would I just not now? Why would I not see the writing on the wall, see what's happening over there, and know that ripples are coming my way? Why would I just ignore that and say, well, guess what? Oh, don't worry. Pew. If I don't, here's one of my favorites, guys. I promise you, If I'm stepping on toes, I honestly do not mean to be. But I'm asking you to reconsider this. If you're of the idea that, well, if you actually try to prepare, then you don't have enough faith. Because there's a lot of people, I guarantee you folks, I'm going to get an email or two, maybe 3 after this broadcast within tomorrow or the next day, because it happens every time. People will reach out and they'll say, Brad, you're dangerously saying that you don't have, you're confessing that you don't have enough faith because you prepare. You're saying that God won't protect you. Well, clearly you don't have enough faith. No, folks. No. And there's plenty of examples in the Bible of people that did have lots and lots and lots of faith who actually prepared. One of the big ones, how about Joseph? You remember Joseph? Sold into slavery by his brothers. Some of them wanted to kill him. Remember him? Ended up in Egypt. Had big position of power. Started preparing and ultimately ended up saving the lives of his family. Remember that? Did he have no faith? No, I think he had plenty of faith. He had faith enough to listen to God and pay attention to the brain he has in his head. That doesn't mean I don't have faith because God said, hey, pay attention. You, thick-headed guy with the glasses, bobblehead on YouTube. Yeah, you, me. Pay attention. McFly, pay attention. Right? So, here's the thing. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock. Well, I told you guys the information. Tomorrow night, 7 o'clock Central, Christa and I are going to start a 101 prepping course. For those of you who are already prepping, please be there so that you can be mentors, even if it's just on the chat, even so you can be mentors to people who really need to get up to speed pretty quick. You know what I'm saying? Because guess what? Some of you may have been prepping for your whole life. Maybe you grew up that way. You know a heck of a lot more about canning than probably somebody who's starting it today. But you can't just go, well, I don't care about them because, well, I've been doing this my whole life. Well, guess what? Now, poof, you're a mentor. Come on, 7 o'clock tomorrow night. We're going to start talking about these things. Rule number 1, we start tomorrow. Because guess what, people? Even if things started getting wacky tomorrow, if you started preparedness today, don't you think you'd be better off? Because I do. So if you are a prepper, show up and help. Show up and help. Another thing, this will be a great way for you to build community if you so desire. You'll be able to see the names. You can see, oh my gosh, Kristen obviously is into prepping. Excuse me, guys. I've been talking all morning. I had a Bible devotion and a bunch of business meetings, and that's where all this came from. But I had to share this with you. So, Pipkin Rawl. We're in Central Time Zone, Central Wisconsin. Oh, did I just break the cardinal rule of prepping? Don't tell people where you're at. A lot of people know. We're going to talk about how to do this without fear, okay? We're going to talk about how to do this without fear. So if you are a prepper, show up tomorrow night, 7. If you're not a prepper and you want to get started, this is rule number 1. This is where we're going to start, okay? Ladies and gents, the ripples are coming. The ripples are coming. Please share this video so that people will be there tomorrow. Please give the thumbs up. Make some kind of comment. Okay? We're going to talk about these things one step at a time. No fear. We're not going to sell you a bunch of doodads. I know there's a lot of channels that want to scare you and then sell you something. That's not us. So, that said, You know we're believers. You know we love Jesus. So I'm going to pray. If that's not you, I don't want to like sneak attack a prayer on you, because I don't think that's how Jesus does it. I don't think Jesus is like, oh, let's dupe him into it or scare him into it. No, that's not how it is. If that's you, see you tomorrow night at 7. For those of you who are still here, please pray with me if you agree with what I'm praying. Father God, help us not to have a spirit of fear. Help us to trust in you. Help us to use the gifts and talents and knowledge and wisdom that you've given us so that we can prepare for ourselves, our families, and our communities to be a light that you have already shined in us. We love you, Jesus. Thank you. See you guys tomorrow night. Here's a scripture song that it's the words are straight out of the Bible, but I did the music. So I hope you like it. Bye.
Oh God, you are my God. Earnestly I seek you. My soul thirsts for you. My flesh faints for you, as in a dry and weary land. So I will bless you as long as I live, long as I live in your name. I will lift up my hands, my hands. So I will bless you as long as I live, long as I live in your name. I will lift up my hands, my hands. But the king shall rejoice in God. All who swear by him shall exult, for the mouths of liars will be stopped, as in a dry and weary land. So I will bless you as long as I live, long as I live in your name. I will lift up my hands, my hands. So I will bless you as long as I live, long as I live in your name. I will lift up my hands, my hands. When I remember you upon my bed and meditate on you in the watches of the night, for you have been my help, and in the shadow of your wings I will sing for joy. I will sing for joy. So I will bless you as long as I live, as long as I live in your name. I will lift up my hands, my hands. So I will bless you as long as I live, long as I live in your name. as long